Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Austin Petersen, a Libertarian presidential candidate. And today we have got some exciting news for you all. Looks like it's a Bernie blowout. We're going to have a weekend at Bernie's. Bernie Sanders wins the New Hampshire primary. They're calling it. They're saying right now that Bernie Sanders wins 56% of the vote to Hillary Clinton's 42% of the vote, with Martin O'Malley at 0.3% of the vote. What are you doing, Martin? Why are you wasting our time? I guess he's probably hoping for a vice presidential pick. Well, he might get it from the Democrats if Hillary wins, but right now it doesn't look good for the pending indictment. Former senator from New York, former Secretary of State, wife of Bill. Bernie Sanders. So what's going on? Is the United States going to turn into the new Venezuela? Is that what we're looking for here? Americans, shame on you. New Hampshire primary voters who want to turn the United States into a third world country. You know, exactly what is it about the Venezuelan model or the North Korean model that we really want to emulate here in the United States? Is it the enforced conformity that Democrats love? Is it the fact that do we have too many brands of deodorant here in the United States? I'm just curious. What is it about Bernie Sanders that you like so much? New Hampshire? Is it because you love government just so much that you absolutely cannot take care of yourselves? I don't know. But Hillary Clinton, 42%, 56% to 42%, and she didn't do too well in Iowa either. She was only 1% higher in Iowa, and if you look at it, Martin O'Malley, well, if Martin wasn't in the race, maybe Hillary would have she could have potentially been beat by Bernie Sanders. So guys, I could say I'm in shock, but it seems like Americans are starting to lose the love of liberty because Bernie Sanders doesn't provide it. I'll tell you that much. There's only one candidate right now that that actually believes in civil liberties and who actually wants monetary reforms and who is against the big banks. Let me tell you why. Because Bernie Sanders had the ability to vote on an audit of the Fed bill alongside Ron Paul. That is the ultimate big private bank that we need to take to task. But Bernie Sanders voted against that audit of the Fed, and that's something that I think his followers really need to take a look at. Now, I don't want to bash his followers too much because I'll tell you, I would love for Bernie Sanders supporters to support a real libertarian in this race. Absolutely. But to me, trying to emulate failed socialistic policies are not going to work here in the United States. First of all, we are very heterogeneous. You know, if you're trying to compare us to Sweden or Denmark or Norway, you know, you have to understand that we are a country of 300 million people compared to, I think, 1 million people and 1 million people in some of these countries. Some of the Scandinavian countries that they claim excuse me, the Scandinavian countries they claim that we need to be like. I think the population of Manhattan is somewhere between 8 and 10 million people, and that's one of those countries. So if you think that you're going to be able to centrally plan people's lives, Bernie, just remember that not everyone in the United States is from New Hampshire. And now we get to the fun stuff, the Republican stuff. Before we get to the Libertarian race, which is always the good insider Libertarian news gossip that I like to talk to with you guys. And then I'm going to get on the phone, check out what you guys are saying in the comments, and hopefully be able to answer a couple questions for you. Don't forget, go to apforlp.com and send me a donation tonight. We had some crazy news last night, of course, with the insane hack that we were undergoing. I mean, the Petersen campaign is under attack from all angles, which means, you know what? Frontrunner status, baby. They call me the Donald Trump of libertarianism. Donald Trump, first place. Won 34.5% of the vote. I mean, that's double what John Kasich won. Now, here's the question here. If Donald Trump wins, the second best is John Kasich, and the third is Jeb Bush, what does it tell you about the Republican Party? Because fourth and fifth are Rubio. Cruz takes fourth with 11.3%, and Rubio takes 10%. Now, he can't beat Jeb Bush. He can't beat Ted Cruz, he can't beat him in Iowa, and he can't beat John Kasich? Why is John Kasich doing so well in New Hampshire? So you all have to understand that the Republican Party is setting themselves up for a libertarian presidency. You know why? Because there's really only one candidate on this ticket, the Republican ticket, that has a chance of stopping me if I win the Libertarian nomination. It's Marco Rubio. Because let's just be intellectually honest here. Donald Trump is a steaming pile of, he is a, what do you call him, a burning dumpster, a solid gold dumpster fire, I think was what we like to call him. And that is the candidate that I want now. I liked Rand Paul but when he dropped out, and now that I'm running, I want Donald Trump. Good job, Trump. Congratulations. 34.5% of the vote. Next, John Kasich. That's right, because if Rubio had taken second in New Hampshire, that would have been bad for Libertarians because we don't want to go up against Marco Rubio. We don't want to go up against Ted Cruz. We want Trump. Yeah. And, of course, we see Chris Christie taking 7.9% of the vote, with Carly Fiorina 4.4% and Ben Carson 2.2%. Ben Carson was a front runner at some point. I think it's time to say goodnight to Dr. Ben Carson. I feel like he's a good man, and if I win, then I would consider him for a good for a Surgeon General role potentially. But Bush, he must be happy. He came in third at 11.6%. Jeb Bush is just trailing in almost every measure of public support. This is the best that we've ever seen for Jeb Bush, and he's going to be the establishment pick. The Republican Party is desperate to stop Donald Trump. They would even take Kasich or I think Ben Carson. They would probably do. They would be desperate to save the Republican Party because Donald Trump brings pain and suffering and an outsider establishment. This is tremendous, guys. For the Libertarian Party, this is what we want. My campaign manager and I were just talking about this tonight. We want Trump versus Bernie. We want Trump versus Bernie so bad because then look, at the alternative is that you have the same, for the first time the Libertarian Party candidate is the same candidate alternative to the two major parties. Isn't that amazing to think that this is happening right now? Which just goes to show how polarized the country is right now at the extremes. And in the middle, where the independent voters lie, where the thinking people lie, where the majority of voters lie, not with the Republicans and Democrats, the thinking peoples in the middle are the Libertarians. Because broadly, when polled, most Americans do tend to agree with libertarian viewpoints. Of course, when they vote, they tend to vote for people like statists like this, but that's because these are the Republican, you have to remember, these are the Republican and the Democratic primaries. This isn't the general electorate that are going to, these are the radical ideologues of their parties that are going to these primaries and caucuses and pulling these levers. So what does that tell you? That tells you that there is a vast, wide open mindset of voters who are out there trying to look for a sane alternative. And the Republicans and the Democrats are giving us their insane. And I say, yes, give us Barabbas. I want that. That's who I want. I want Donald Trump. I want Bernie Sanders. I'm loving it. Thank you, New Hampshire, you big statists who love big government and want to turn the United States into some version of, like it's almost like Nazi Germany meets communist Venezuela. That's what Americans want. The Democrats and the Republicans want Venezuela, and they want fascist Italy is what they're voting for. Great, I love it. I'm excited, guys. This is amazing. This couldn't be any better for libertarians in 2016. And I'm sorry that Rand Paul dropped. But I knew that he was going to because I saw what was going on here. That I saw that the Mussolinis were taking over the Republican Party, and their best hope is that Cruz or Rubio pulls this out. Because if they don't, I'm going to eat their lunch. I'm going to take a big wet bite out of the Republicans and the Democrats this year. You want to help me do it? Go to apforlp.com and send me some cash. I'm trying to get $100 from each guy. So look, I see there's 300 on the live stream right now. Jeez, that's a lot. If 300 people gave me $100, that'd be a lot of money. And I'm getting ready to go on tour. Yesterday we got nailed by hackers. We had a malicious attack taking down our websites. The good news is that we've been scanned by third-party antivirus softwares. We've also been scanned by Google, and we now are secure and clean, so you don't have to worry about going and donating. But even if you were, you can always send money to us over PayPal. Hey, Hey Dylan Lowers, hey buddy, good to see you. Nice to see you guys. I love sitting around and chatting with you guys. Can you imagine if we were in a concert hall right now, 300 people that I would be talking to, that would be a big crowd. I mean, this is a bigger crowd than the crowds I'm going to go talk to when I go across the country and meet with the Libertarians. So that just goes to show you the power of these live streams. It's tremendous. But I need you guys to send me money. I need you to send me $100 a person. I'm trying, because right now we've got an average donation of $38 a person, and we need to raise that up. We've got a lot of donors, but we need to increase the amount per donor. We had somebody step in today. Somebody gave me $500. Can you believe that? That was crazy. Danielle Kenyon, you beautiful woman. Thank you so much. Because we had to pay $1,000 for server security yesterday. Hey Brian, good to see you, Brian Willman. Nice to see you guys. What's up? Damien Cation, Laura Bastia, my love. I know she's in there. She's loving her from AP for LP. Thanks, Laura, for being a super fan. I love you guys. This is so much fun because we can win. We can win. Donald Trump versus Bernie Sanders is the dream combination. And even Gary Johnson, from where is he doing these days? Gary, are you there? Even Gary Johnson knows what's going on. Sometimes, is he awake? Where is he, Gary Johnson, these days? He was supposed to have a live stream last night. I want to talk to Gary. Gary, give me Gary. Give me the debate with Gary. And that reminds me, actually, I made the debate with Texas, and that's because of the support of viewers like you. If you're a poor teenager, like Maxwell just stated he was, $5, Clark. $5, you can get a bumper sticker. So even if you're a poor college student, I know you're not that poor, and at the very minimum, you can send me your contact information as a volunteer. Adam Davis, I would love to enjoy a bottle of bourbon with you, sir, in Louisiana. We shall do that if I can make it there. The more money I raise, the more places I can go. So at the moment, I've got to do Florida, Texas. I've got to go to Georgia, I'm going to North Carolina, South Carolina, all the exciting states where there are going to be libertarians. And I'm going to California. Wish they all could be California. Lovely, lovely. Well, this is exciting. We've got a real race here. Steve Kerbell, my opponent, has dropped off the face of the planet. I guess his 19-year-old campaign manager must be freaking out right now because Steve Kerbell didn't make the debate. If you're going to be in Texas, Steve, you should debate. I mean, you have a support base. Like they should be able to hear from you. And honestly, I'm kind of sad about the way that the debate worked out last night. I mean, I'm glad that I made it in. But, my heart of hearts, I want to hear from alternative voices. I want everybody to have a chance. I want the reason why I ran for this nomination was because I wanted whoever the LP candidate to be, whoever it was, to be awesome. So even if it was Steve Kerbell, I want him to be amazing. So I'm fighting very hard because even if Gary Johnson beats me, I want him to be good. I want him to be the best Libertarian Party candidate that he can be. That's what happens when you have live streams through Facebook. They only let you use your cell phones. So somebody called me and it pauses the broadcast. What can I do about it? I need each of you guys to send me $100. Go to ap4lp.com and send me $100 if you can, but really any amount. Any amount is going to help us out. Also, we're going to have some swag. It looks like we've got some cool t-shirts that are coming out, and we're going to have some trucker hats that are cool. I'm going to hop into the live stream right now on my phone and talk to you guys. Looks like we're starting to lose audience 13 minutes in, and you guys are like, oh, I'm bored. You're going to go watch the Super Bowls? No, that's over. At least I've heard. Okay, so I'm going to hop in there and let's see if you guys got any good questions. Wow, that's a lot of views. Can you round up all Bernie Sanders supporters and send them to North Korea? Laura's got the top comment there. And that's the good one. That's a little joke that I like to turn around on people because people say, oh, you libertarians, you don't want a government. Why don't you move to Somalia? And then I turn around and say, well, if you like big government, why don't you move to North Korea? Wah, wah, wah. And it works because, obviously, people who are dumb, you just turn. Man, people just want to talk to me tonight. Stop calling my phone while I'm talking to my fans. Do I plan on coming anywhere near Rhode Island? My love, my darling Laura, I'm sorry I will not be able to come to Rhode Island. There just aren't enough delegates there for me because I've got to go to the states where they can actually vote for me. If you don't understand, Rhode Island, it's a beautiful place, but you just don't have any delegates. So I've got to go to like Texas, and I've got to go to California, and I've got to go to Florida. So I don't know why I did an Irish accent there, but so something about Laura makes me think of is it an Irish name, right? Oh, Charlotte, I will be coming to North Carolina. Let's see, looks like, yeah. I don't see any good questions in here. Mostly people asking me to do silly stuff, which you know I do, because I love to sing. Texas, Patricia Bejma, yes, I will be coming to Texas, San Antonio. That is, I believe, March 8th. Is it March 8th or April 8th? I get these dates confused sometimes. You can find out, go to the LP Texas page. I'll be there for their debate, and then the next day I go to Florida. Yeah, I look like a whiter version of Rubio. Aaron, you are bad. You're bad, sir. Do me a favor, guys. Go to AP for LP and send me $100. We actually raised $1,000 today. Me and my campaign manager, we were calling down for dollars, and that's actually something really interesting I want to talk to you guys about, because how we're raising our money, it's amazing. I heard that Gary Johnson is getting bankrolled by a dude who endorsed Bernie Sanders for president, which is very interesting, because the only people who are bankrolling me are the people who are watching me right now. No big unions are stepping in, no Coke money are stepping in, but this revolution is being built by flesh and blood, one person at a time. And that's because I've been studying grassroots and engaged in grassroots politics for years. And now I have the helm of my own campaign. And then I handed it over to my campaign manager. But I had to start it for myself. I mean, if you guys were getting bumper stickers in the last weeks and stuff like that, guess who sent that out to you? Yeah, that's right, Big Papa Petersen. But now it's all starting to come together because you guys have been donating and because I've been able to hire a staff, and we've got lots of volunteers. We've got a new person coming in to help tomorrow with press and with volunteers. You guys are questioning about my vice presidential picks. Very good question. Yeah, you know, people ask me if I like Rand Paul for that. Of course I would. I wish he would do it, but he wouldn't. You know, I'll invite everybody to join the Libertarian Party. I like Mike Lee. I like Justin Amash. I like Thomas Massey. What about that wrestler guy, Kane? He's pretty. Everybody wants to talk to me tonight. You know why? Because we're winning, because the Petersen campaign is out front. Thomas Giles, if you're volunteering, go to austinpetersen2016.com and register as a volunteer. Thank you very much for all of your donations. Looks like we're starting to get some right now. Very exciting, very exciting. But yeah, donate $100. I need you guys to donate because I'm getting ready to hit the road. And those security costs yesterday, $1,000 I had to drop on security costs. And I have to spend $1,500 on my compliance officers so that I can comply with the FEC's reporting guidelines. And I also have to pay my new staffer who is going to come in and be doing media and volunteering for us. So it's like, and we had to buy brochures today. So things are getting expensive, guys. Do me a favor. Send $100 so we can raise the amount per person we're doing. Because right now we're getting like, 38 per person. And I greatly appreciate any amount, but let's try and raise the bar, because I think some big donors will step in if we demonstrate that, wow, this guy's got all the momentum, this guy must be worth my money. Because big investors, they look at it like an investment. Like, I want to see this guy go in there and tangle. And anybody who's going to give to a libertarian presidential candidate, such as myself, is going to do it because it's for entertainment value on their part. They may not think I can win, but they think that I can cause a lot of trouble, and I will cause a lot of trouble for Republicans and for Democrats. So do me a favor, guys. Go to apforlp.com and send $100. And Caroline Brown is, I see, asking, have I made videos about my positions? Actually, yes. The video that you're watching right now is going to be quartered in my videos page on my Facebook page. Scroll down to the videos section. You'll see Austin's policy platform planks. Say that 3 times fast. Policy platform planks. Explained, where I explain my platform. I believe broadly in economic freedom and personal liberty. I want to fight for lower taxes. I'm pushing a flat tax plan. I want to talk about what it means to be consistently pro-life in terms of a pro-life ethic. I had a guy I talked to today, kind of scared me a little bit, because I called him to ask him for money, and he goes, Austin, I'm going to tell you something right now. And I go, and he goes, I know you're an atheist. And I go, and I was like, here it comes. And he goes, but you know what? I would vote for you over Ted Cruz any day. And I was like, well, thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Well, why? Why? He's like, because I know that you wouldn't force it on us, because I know you're not a statist, atheist, and because I know that you would protect religious freedom and you wouldn't try and force the government, your viewpoints on other people through government. And that's so true. That is true. It's because I believe, and that's why libertarians can bring from everyone in the United States. Everybody could be a libertarian, because liberty means that you can have your own beliefs and everyone can get along. And that was the great compromise of the Constitution of the United States and of the Bill of Rights and free speech, was that we can all believe what we desire and that the government doesn't choose one or the other. We can have that sort of freedom. And so that was very exciting to me to hear that from that gentleman. Ted Cruz is going to be a tough one to fight against as a libertarian, because he's taken up my flat tax position. And thank you, Aaron Root. I'm very grateful. Jesus loves you as well, I'm sure. Jesus loves the little children. Which is funny because, you know, Donald Trump, who is now the lead in New Hampshire, he can't name a single Bible verse, but I can quote the Bible anytime. I mean, didn't you catch it when I said, give us Barabbas? So, I mean, I was raised, of course, as a Southern Baptist fundamentalist. But I'm not afraid to talk about my views on these things, because I'm just not afraid. You know, I'm just not. If people are going to give me a hard time, they won't accept me because of that. That's their problem. Because I have a message that transcends any of our petty differences as Americans. And that is the message of liberty. Sweet land of liberty. Of thee I sing. No, I'm not going to sing right now. My voice is tired from talking all day, and I just did 23 minutes of the live stream on you guys. Listen, I love you. Do me a favor. Send me $100. Go to austinpetersen2016.com. We really need the cash because we're getting ready to hit the road, and my birthday's coming up. We're gonna have a live stream, and we're gonna have a money bomb. I'm gonna be turning 35 years old on February 19th, so I hope you'll join the money bomb then too. But obviously, $1 today is worth more than $1 later. That's economics, because the election is coming up, so money now is worth more to me than money later. So if you don't hold out to give, if you can give now, please do so at apforlp.com. One last question. Let's see. No, I'm not going to answer that question about the stupid nap. Take a nap, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.